Try keeping up with this artist. We know him only as Nobody, who creates so much goodness and brutality, be it with his black metal solo project Vibe, his black and post-punk project All Monsters, or his dark wave industrial goth sounds with Anonymous Hands. I mean, his discography and projects alone are impressive. But let's talk Some Dead Bodies, Nobody's old school death metal violent noise project, hailing from Louisiana in the USA. This time joined with the guitarist Caleb Oliver for the latest offering, which is a 4-track EP, Infernal Death, and is set to release at some stage early this July. Guys, this is a one-time only vinyl press release, which is now up for pre-sale today and can be pre-ordered through Jems Label Big Cartel, but you'll need to be quick because they sell very fast. The cassettes went up some weeks ago and I'm pretty sure they sold overnight. And there's a reason for this. People are really starting to twig and watch this artist very closely and have a deep appreciation for the dark and abhorrent art that he creates, and fucking rights they should. Infernal Death is, in a nutshell, heavy, violently obnoxious, old-school death metal with Nobody's unique, obscure spin on the genre. Just as he does with all of his creations, he stakes his own claim on the traditions of the sound style and really does craft something wickedly convincing and very, very honest every time. Now, released on Bandcamp today is the second single of this EP, and it is the Skinwalker. So it makes sense that I start with that one. It is a cracker of a track, complete with a graphic and manic film clip of extractions from an over-the-top gore horror called Driller Killer. Nobody has matched these visuals perfectly with his sound. Think volatile and agitated, shrilling screams, and a big distorted heavy growl in there too, intensified by big imposing mean palm muted riffs. Oof, the riffs! They are aligned with evil, I am telling you now. This entire composition is just killer, literally. And no kindness here, none at all. This is just murderous and dense composition, frantic beats, changing up the severity constantly throughout this track as Nobody busts neck veins here, I'm sure, and slamming you hard on repeat with his vocal folds, reaching a wailing height, I'm going to call it at times, and caps off with an outro of a creepy and disturbing ambience of a woman meeting her unfortunate sadistic demise. Now, a couple of weeks back, the first track to release off this EP is the addictive, heavy and very catching track Escaping the Confines of the Crypt, fueled with fast as hell deep tone riffs working hand in hand with the thumping drum track like a fucking A-team, I've got to say. Pretty sure sticks were broken in the recording of this, and it's such a banger. Definitely has been on repeat in my house, that's for sure, and up very, very loud. Nobody just extends his vocals with a possessed fury and sounding often beastly and very inhumane. The insane vibe of it all is just proper madness, you know, right to the end. This track also has a very cool retro clip to go with it. Full over-the-top gore of satanic B-grade violence taken from the horror shocker My Sweet Satan. Tell you what, these riffs were designed to stay with you. Killer riff. Now, when this deadly EP hits, you will notice that Tomb of the Shattered Bones is the first track off this EP, and it kickstarts the splatter horror theme with an intro of gothic organs and vocal growls extending a heinous nature. It's ambient and expressive, but in a no-frills manner. The heaviness smashes with some nice distortion and mid to slow burn pace that still carries such intensity with it and makes it such a face melter. Those old school heavy riffs just feel as if they become louder and louder as the soundscapes combine to hateful levels with high, vile sounding screams full of ferocity. And rip them all to shreds, what a title. This is the last track off this EP, and it manages to hook into your skin deep with a moody intro feeling like Hard Knocks. That double kick rhythm, guitars being mixed so damn low that I actually thought it was a bass, and aggressive vocal battery, a chunky, nasty number that sounds thug-like and is cruel in its execution, and it just kept evolving for me with every listen. There you have it. Whether you listen to this from start to finish, start in the middle, work your way backwards, Infernal Death is designed for cutting you open and laughing at the wounds, that's for sure. It feels like an adaptation of the most over-the-top gore fest, and it just highlights how this artist isn't here to pick strawberries. He is serious, and he just keeps proving his capabilities and his ever-changing direction. Nothing stays the same, which makes for a very interesting listen every time. This is harsh, raw, underground death metal, and I just get amongst it. Like, seriously, fight me on it. Infernal Death, teaser tracks, they're up on Bandcamp now. Go have a listen. Pre-order is today through Jems Label Big Cartel, so jump on that. And to some dead bodies, to nobody, you've revealed utter true filth, and I loved every second of it. I'm Kelly T.